I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. You shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. But you must first know the lies that held you bound before you can be set free by the truth. Everywhere I go to, people will say the man that says the truth. And truth is so sweet and so bitter. The irony with me is that I don't care. Once I've said the truth, I don't care whether you like it or not. In fact, I've reached a point whether you kill me or not. I don't care. The truth is the truth. However, my brain is compartmentalized. I can analyze an issue here, analyze another issue here. The two of them might not synchronize, but they remain truth. I talk about the church and our GOs misbehaving in some cases. But when I see a good thing done by any of them, I will commend. The daughter of one of the prominent preachers in Nigeria won an award, a musical award. I know that the mother of that girl was the choir mistress of my friend's church in Auchi. So the talent of music flows in their genes. I congratulated her because it's not easy. I will not use whatever I have heard concerning her father to deprive her of her accolades. I saw a pastor raising money in one country, can't remember the country. Fine. You might not like it. I don't like their approach of raising these monies from the people. The reason they give are very, very exploitative, and they maneuver the people. But I also saw the same pastor. He carried thousands of bags of rice and all kinds of materials for a crusade somewhere in Lagos. It will be wickedness on my part and devilish for me not to appreciate the good he has done by taking food and other materials to these people. He had the option of not doing it, and you can't do him anything. He had the option of not doing it. And if you are going to criticize him, what have you done? So me, if my mate does something I could not do, I will praise him. So Matthew Ashimolowo took food to Ikorodu for a crusade, and lots of people gathered and lots of people got materials. They will thank God for him when they get home. So I'm not going to just sit down here and criticize Ashimolowo without commending him when he does something wrong. Right. That is the way my brain works. I can support you, but when you do something wrong, I will let you know. And if you like, some people said unfollow Dr. Apoki. Bust you! Even if I don't have one subscriber, I will keep doing this post because I'm writing my history. When I have lived and departed, you will watch them. Fela has gone. When Fela was talking or singing, people said he was a madman. He was wearing only pants. He was smoking in their hemp. He was this. Everything Fela said about Nigeria, about humanity, have come to pass after he departed. It is you that is suffering it. I'm 65. Add 35 years to me, I'm 100 years old. I wonder what I'll be doing then. Add only 15 years to my age, I will be 80. And I can afford to live outside this country. I can afford to live comfortably. I can make money anywhere in the world. But let me share some truth with you. I did a video, and please look for it. The two-tribe theory and the way and the iron law of the oligarchy. In every society, there are only two tribes. Forget white, forget black, forget Hindu, forget Muslim, forget Christian, forget Igbo, forget Yoruba, forget Urobo, forget Hausa, forget North, forget South. Bust such stupid partitions. There are only two tribes in every country. The elites and the proletariat, the talakawas. The elite in the north, the elites and the talakawas. In Igbo land, the elite and the poor. In the south, the elite and the poor. In the western Nigeria, the elite and the poor. In Kenya, the elite and the poor. If you go around, the elite, if you go to Rwanda, even with their neatness and all that, Paul Kagame and his family, they are occupying elite positions. That's the way it goes. The iron law of the oligarchy states that when we start a sociological movement or an idea or an association, we will think that all of us are equal, that all of us are going to benefit from it. As time goes on, only a few elites will corner the benefits of that association, that idea, that philosophy, that revolution to themselves, and they will leave the poor behind. That is the way it is. Somebody had some estates recovered from him, massive estate recovered from him. They did not write his name in the article I wrote. They did not, from somebody, a top government official. His name is not known. But somebody who steals goat in the north, they will cut off his hand. They say it's Sharia. Don't be surprised that that thief that had those buildings might be a Muslim. If it is in the south, that's when we know crime fighters. So there's a song, African China, that police us well, then if they catch poor man, they will put him for crime fighter. But if they catch rich man, they don't show his face. So if you catch a poor man with one small crime of stealing goat or one thing, they will handcuff him, show his face on television. You've arrested criminal. But that wicked thief that stole all that money to build those estates, nobody has mentioned his name. So you now find out that it is the rich and the poor, the have and those who don't have, the elites and the talakawas. It's just the two tribes. And that cage of elitism, the oligarchy, they don't want you to enter. One of the things that is happening in this country is the destruction of social justice so that people like us who rose from the slums cannot come to prominence again. That's why public schools, scholarship schemes, even the scholarship scheme, they will corner them to their children. You can't join the army without knowing a big man. You can't even get your pension without knowing a big man. Your son cannot. That is the way it is in most countries. And the irony is that those are the lower tribe. They don't have common sense. They don't reason. In fact, the person that stabbed Mahatma Gandhi to buy him was from the same people that Mahatma Gandhi was fighting for. The same people you fight for are the same people that will attack you. And the problem with people at the base of the pyramid, without the fact that they don't reason, they also have stupidity, garbage truck mouths. They talk anyhow. Now, Joe Biden pardoned his son who had sentencing due, who had drug issues, had gun issues, had other issues. Joe Biden pardoned him. A Nigerian called me. His offense is not even as much as Joe Biden's own. Hunter Biden's own. They sentenced him to 13 years imprisonment and stripped him of his American citizenship. That's the first time I'm hearing it. Stripped him. The man is an old man now. How many black people have been sentenced to buying in the United States unjustly? How many black young men with little drugs in their pockets? There was one of them selling cigarettes that somebody strangled to death in the streets. What did George Floyd do? That is the way the world is. There is no society that does not have it. It is there. And the poor black people, poor Hispanic, poor white people, they were fighting over Harris and Trump and that and that. They are the losers. George Cuomo, the governor of New York during COVID, said that when there is a crisis situation, that the poor pays the highest price. I want to quickly look at the agitation for secession breakaway in Nigeria. Use your head. Use your head. Use your head, you the poor. Use your head, you the masses. Use your head, you the younger ones. If you bake a cake, you bake it, you stir it, then you share it in a wedding ceremony. Every piece of cake will have the same ingredients. Every piece of cake will have the same ingredients. If you break Nigeria into villages, let each village become a country, the same corruption, the same nepotism, the same theft, the same wickedness, the same manipulation of electoral materials will be there. Break every village into family units. You will have some thieves inside some families. You have witches inside some families. The problem is not the fragmentation. The problem is that we should do a reorientation, bring social justice to your nation, to your state, and to the country. Then you will see that we all will enjoy this country. Social justice, that is the key issue. According to, is it Aisha Yusufu, where a nobody's son who knows nobody can become somebody. And that's why those of us who grew from I was listening to Aisha Yusufu's story, how she gained admission to university. Those of us who grew from the bottom of the pyramid, when we are talking to you, have sense. Have sense. Common sense. I knew and I saw the consequences of the civil war in Nigeria. I saw how houses left by people who ran away to the east were destroyed. Houses destroyed. I know how neighbors were killed. And then when the Biafrans invaded the Midwest, I know how my neighbors were killed. And you are trying to tell me what you have not experienced. You're a fool. Stupid fool. Some job, you just go to a country where you are not feeling the pain like us. You start agitating for trouble in this land where we are. where we are? Do you know the consequences of the actions? Let me tell you something. Anytime there is a shaking, the Awolowo pebble theory, if you take pebbles, put them in a glass container, shake, 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 the small pebbles will go to the bottom of the glass container, while the big pebbles will go to the top. Turn it upside down, shake it again. The small pebbles will go down. If you break Nigeria into local government areas, it is the same rich people, the same advantageous people, the same elite that will come to the top, and the poor will go to the bottom. I have passed through the system. I've come from the bottom to reach this age bracket where those of us who enjoy this country are spoiling it. And I've said, God will punish them. Unsubscribe from my channel. Bust you. Don't follow me. Now, I went and Googled when I started hearing the sounds, the drums of secession, partition, declaration of republics and all that. I went to Google some things. I went to the American Revolution. I asked who were the greatest losers and the greatest beneficiaries. It turned out that those colonialists, the elite, the landlords, those who already had, were the major beneficiaries, while the poor, women, native Indians, and the base of the pyramid were the one who suffered most. That's the American Revolution. The next thing is the Russian Revolution. I'm not talking about the one that removed the Lenin Revolution and that removed the Tsar, C-Z-A-R, this Tsar period. I'm talking of the recent one, Boris Yeltsin. Boris Yeltsin was this man that had a red spot on her head. Gorbachev. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, Latvia, Lithuania, Georgia, every country went on their own. Estonia, the Nagorno-Karabakh, every person went to their different ways. You know what happened? An oligarchy came up again in Russia. They sank their fingers into the oil and gas industry, sank their fingers, sank their hands into the political leadership. And today is that political elite that is controlling the resources of Russia, including Putin, Medvedev, and several others. When assets are frozen in America of Russians, it is these elite Russians that save their money, the ones in politics, that keep their money in America. Mumu Zelensky, you didn't use your head. They are destroying your nation, killing your people, sending you obsolete equipment, modern equipment to be fighting each other. If I were Putin, I wouldn't have invaded Ukraine. I would have put heavy deterrence, and they will know. Asserted myself. I wouldn't have invaded Kiev or no. After Crimea, I will have solidified my hold on my territories. Look at the destruction. Putin's son or daughter will not go to war. It is the children of the poor that go to war. Look at Gaza. Look at the suffering of the people. The people who initiated that invasion of Israel. Where are they? Some of them have died. But before they started targeting the elite of Hamas, they were living in Qatar, living big. Same thing with Hezbollah. So use your head. You, the foot soldier, the poor, you are the one that dies in a revolution. You are the one that gets injured in a revolution. You are the one. When I came to the east newly, I saw amputees near Bata at Aba. When you are going to Abagana or somewhere, you will see amputees by the side of the road. None of the children of the elite was involved. They flew away out of the country. When you arrest a Fulani headsman, look at him. He looks very wretched, very, very wretched. But the leadership of the Meiti Allah, when you look at them, they look fresh. They talk with authority. Recently, the leadership was arrested. He was set free. Released. Even the Boko Haram. I don't think it's these ones that ride motorcycles that are the real brains behind Boko Haram. I don't think so. Because when you see them, they look wretched. They look, even if they carry money, they look dirty. There must be some ideological sponsors far away from the battlefield. It's the same thing with religion. Same thing with religion. I went to a church and I saw the pastor managing, and they were doing Thanksgiving. I gave 100,000 to the pastor. I said, Pastor, eat this money for yourself. Don't put it in church account. Eat it. For agreeing to come and pastor in my village, eat this one. Use it for anything you want. I called 5 boys, 5 children who were in the choir. One was the drummer, 4 in the choir. I gave them scholarship. I called 5 women, gave them money to start small scale businesses. Yesterday, I was somewhere again. Somebody was giving 100,000 naira to indigent people through a foundation in his church. His daughter, Pius Onerojire. The daughter came through a foundation. Justin Olise, I can't remember the name of the foundation. Gave 100,000 to several women in the hall to go and start business. In fact, among us, church leaders, we in the headquarters, we the oligarchy, we are wearing bulletproof with security guards around us, while the people in the battlefield, in the villages, don't have ammunition, they don't have accommodation, they don't have bullets. That is the way the world is. Break from that church, go and start your own. The same sickness, the same virus is there. I think it is human nature. And that's why we look forward to a glorious future in the new heaven and the new earth. Now, I looked at the Arab Spring. Arab Spring, is it from Tunisia? Arab Spring swept through. They removed Gaddafi. Went to Egypt. Removed, what is his name now? They removed him. Mubarak. Removed Mubarak. The young men who were in the streets revolting, they are nowhere to be found. They are nowhere to be found. Other Gaddafis, other generals that want to control the oil, want to control the ports in Tripoli, want to control Benghazi, want to control territories, sprang up to take charge of the loot. Break Nigeria, every local government into into states, into countries, the same elites. I know village president generals of communities that hoard the materials that are brought for the community. I know selection of a king or election of a king, hurriedly rigged. Don't, who are those that rig elections in these different regions, in your states? Who are they? The same people you want to form Oduduwa state, Biafra, Midwestern state, Middle Belt state, Arewa, the same criminals. They are everywhere, they and their children and their cronies. As we are telling you, know God for yourself, we are also saying legitimately build yourself, legitimately contribute to society. Make sure you do the right thing, that you don't be a bad example in society. That's the way to change a country. Now, let me look at Philippines. Oh, Imelda Marcos and then Ferdinand Marcos, corrupt, nuns and Cardinal Sin of the Catholic Church came into the street, removed Imelda Marcos. Corazon Aquino came in. Other people came in. This world is very funny. If you have studied political history, most young people will never know anything. You don't know nothing. The last elections they did in the Philippines, the son of the dictator they removed, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is now the president of Philippines. The thing turn around, come back. Now where he dey, now who be, now he be. Don't deceive yourself. You just deceive yourself and deceive the poor people to kill themselves and to fight against each other. And you poor people, don't be deceived. No person has your interest at heart. Anything they do for you is publicity. It is to colonize your brain. It is to weaponize it so that you will remain loyal to them. They create a common enemy for you so that they can override you and colonize your brain. Never. So, the Philippines, nothing has changed. They've come back to Ferdinand Marcos Jr. after many years. Thank God I followed international history over the years. Then let's go to India. Oh, India. India too far. Let's use Sudan. South Sudan and then Sudan. John Garang. They separated. South Sudan became a country. Sudan became Sudan. Then Slovakia with his cap and others came. I've been to South Sudan. I've been to John Garang's grave. It is the same. Today, the South Sudanese are fighting against themselves. It is because of oil, not because of the people. To control the resources. When I went to Juba, dusty, dirty streets with poor people. So South Sudan has not improved the lives of the citizenry. The elites are fighting against themselves. It will happen anywhere in Nigeria. Happen anywhere. Kanu, Kwankwaso and his rivals fighting. Sanusi and the other one fighting. Is to gain control. It's control. There are only two tribes. The poor and the rich, the elite and the Talakawa. The thing is that among the elite, there is no division. They come together to steal, to oppress. The policeman that will be sent to arrest you might not be from the tribe of the person sending him to arrest you, who is his tribesman. Because the poor are the instruments that the rich use to protect themselves, project themselves, and provide for themselves. Learn it. Learn it. The day the poor will have common sense and come together, the nation will change. And Sudan, the youths, revolution. And they removed the man. I saw when they put the man in a trailer, in a truck, they were throwing sand at him. Another set of elite took over. Those youths threw them away. They are there, fighting against each other. Central African Empire, same thing. Is this South Africa? Same thing. After Mandela, the elite came up to control the gold mines, control the platinum mines, control the diamond mines, collaborate with Dubai. Like that. It's the same thing everywhere. Zimbabwe, the elite. Whether you remove Mugabe or not, or Mugabe died, the elite are still controlling. Anywhere, any day, there are only two tribes. The poor should struggle for social justice, for opportunities. 70,000 naira minimum wage. Do you know how many years it would take a poor man to save a senator's monthly income? It is 16 years. If he does not urinate, if he does not defecate, if he does not drink water, if he does not have children, 16 years to save one person's monthly salary. And then when they bring rice and t-shirt and cap, you start fighting each other for them. Mumu, when will you have sense? When will you have sense? Thailand. Okay, let's look at India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. 1947, the British partitioned India into a predominantly Hindu India, and a predominantly Muslim Pakistan. The word Pakistan was coined by a student in the UK then, which means land of the pure. You know, pure. Till today, no pure for Pakistan. The minorities are oppressed. In Pakistan, if you don't like a Christian, you can just say that he insulted Muhammad, and they will stone you to death immediately. That's a technique they use in Pakistan. The minorities in Pakistan suffer a lot. So, the same oppression we see every girls should not go to school. You remember Malala? Girls should not go to school. Yes, I think Malala is from Pakistan, not Afghanistan. Yes. The same oppression, the same corruption, the same families that want to rule, either Bhutto or one other man. I've forgotten his name. They want to rule. They go to prison, come out, want to rule. It's the same thing. When India was partitioned, even Bangladesh that was partitioned from even Bangladesh that was partitioned from Pakistan. Humanity is humanity. Humanity is humanity. Partition it to one person as a country. Even you, your mumu, will kill you if you don't take time. So, when India was partitioned, 15 million people were uprooted. 15 million people were uprooted. There was a major refugee problem. Let me just explain to you. Imagine all the Igbos in Kano and their buildings. I speak for the Igbos. I defend them. But the same me should be able to tell you truth. Imagine the Igbos in Kano, the resources they have invested there. Imagine the Igbos in Lagos, the resources they have invested there. Imagine the Igbos in Warri. Imagine the Igbos in Bayelsa. Imagine the Igbos in Kaduna. Imagine the Igbos in Zaria. Imagine the Igbos in Jos. Imagine the Igbos all over Nigeria. They will start moving home to their new country with limited space. There is not much land in Igbo land. Imagine the refugee problem. Imagine the accidents that will take place. Imagine the houses that will be lost. Remember, just River State, close to you here, you had abandoned properties. Are you following me? Imagine your businesses that will be disrupted. It will be a colossal tragedy. Many of those pushing the drums of war, they don't have any investment anywhere. They are not like Cosmos Maduka. They are not like Innocent Motors. They are not like Ekene Dilichuku. They are not like Chisco. They are not like the Igbos that Kubana that have invested all over the country. Imagine the disruption of the civil service. Sack them from their places of work in different parastatals. Displace their soldiers. Imagine the killings that would take place. When India separated into two, between 200,000 to 2 million people died. Do you people think I'm a fool? You think you know more than us? Who have seen the crisis of civil war, the crisis of partitioning. You get excited. Nigeria has expired. What have you done to solve this? What did your papa do? What did your papa do? Your papa and your mama, what did they do? You at your age, what did you do? At 29, I had my hospital in Aba. 29. I was contributing to the economy. How old are you? You are sitting in front of keyboard and typing stupidity. You are being manipulated. The poor will suffer. And you elders from the east, from the west, from the north, from the south, you elders in this country that fail to speak, God will punish you people. Look at Lebanon. Did they go and did they shoot missile at a nomadic farmer? No, it's those tall buildings that they targeted. Those tall buildings. If crisis starts now, it is those your tall buildings that you have in other states. In fact, listen, many of the other tribes in Nigeria don't have much to lose. No. I know somebody called me, the Sarikin Hausa of Aba, whose father great-grandfather went about in 1870 something. They have properties. I know the ones in Umwa in Afikpo that have properties, but you can't compare those properties with what Igbos have all over the country. The businesses, the establishments that they have, you can't compare it. Two kings here their youths wanted to fight. And the wiser king said, that is a small community. They don't have buildings like I have here. If we fight with them, they will have more things to burn than we to burn in their place. So he sued for peace. He who has more to lose should be more tactful in running after the drums of war. Don't subscribe to my channel. In fact, unsubscribe yourself. Just unsubscribe yourself. You don't like what I'm saying. I'm not going to respond to any comment. But this country, you need to use your brain to think. Who is he who is leading you to crisis, directing you to cause problem? Where is he resident? How many passports does he have? What does he have to lose? You that in the north, they're always telling you, we will go to war. We will go to war. What does Gumi? Will Gumi go to war? All those northern elites that open their mouth and talk and threaten people. How many investments do they have in the south? You think Dangote will talk like that? Or Isiaku Rabi will talk like that? No! Jobless, lazy, unoccupied people who are not able to harness the opportunities in this country, that want chaos. Want chaos. Let me say this. The Igbos are the una like una hate me. I don't dey praise una since I don't dey fight for una. Una like una hate me. The Igbos travel more than any other tribe in this country. To go to cross Asaba Bridge, you will need visa. To go to Kano, you will need visa. You are the ones traveling. Eh? You're the ones doing business tariff on your goods all over the place. Is it the Yoruba man? You are working in federal parastatals all over the country. Banks all over the country. You occupy top positions. You know how much you will lose? Is it the northerner? The tomatoes, the cows, the goats, the onions, the yams you bring to the south. You know how much you will lose? You know the taxes you will pay? You know the trailers you will lose? Your petrol stations are all over the place. Let's not behave like the harlot who killed her son and said they should divide the living son. Don't divide the child. I am Dr. Apoki. Oh, Dr. Apoki, you're a crazy person. I'm crazy. Abuse me. I'm crazy. I don't care about you. I'll tell you the truth. And I have properties for sale. Send a message to +234 7052 13 62 6763 6763 +234 7052 13 6763. God bless you and God bless our wonderful country. No matter the problems, this is our country.